here on this wonderful Panama Canal cruise. We've made it to Princess Cays. Our water shuttle operations are going on from 8 in the morning through open tenders, and we're back all aboard. It's 2:30 p.m. So make sure it's a nice and short, sweet day out there. We want to get you back here because we got a long way to New York City. But ladies and gentlemen, here to my right, we have a very special guest, Roger.
Ooh, hello.
All the way from Baja Deck.
Nice to see you. Yes, it's great to be here. Originally from England via the United Kingdom to Baja Deck upon the Emerald Princess.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, little birdie told me you have a stage name, Roger.
Ah, yes, stage name. Yeah, it's actually Jolly Roger.
Jolly Roger.
My real name is Roger Blakiston, but Jolly Roger's become the stage name. Yeah, I used to dress up as a pirate and do the whole kind of like Jolly Roger deal, you know, with the hat and the thing. And then in recent years, because I'm a jolly fellow, as you can tell, right?
Absolutely. Love the shirt.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, this is one of my trades. I have many, many different coloured shirts.
And the funny thing is, it's a sugar-free shirt.
It's a sugar-free shirt, absolutely.
Believe it or not, you've never heard that before. It's like that a couple nights ago, the sugar-free daddy. That was funny. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy didn't have any money. You know.
It's all right. Yeah.
I'm not a sugar daddy. I'm a sugar-free daddy.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's a good joke.
Funny, yeah.
It was. We've had a lot of comedians. We've had some magicians.
Yeah.
But tell everybody your trade.
Well, I'm actually a professional magician. That's what I do, and that's what I've done for the last 60 years. Because I'm terribly old. I'm not giving away my age, but I'm very old. And I actually worked on cruise ships back in the 1970s and 80s. 1974. I was on a talent show in England called New Faces, right?
Oof.
And I didn't win it, but there was a guy, any Brits here will know a guy called Les Dennis. He was the winner, and he used to do Michael Crawford impressions. He became a big star in England. I was on the show, and as a result of that, I got shipped out to New York City with a whole group of myself, singers, dancers, and I was 7 months doing weekly cruises from New York City to Bermuda. And Doug Henning, do you know who Doug Henning is? Doug Henning had opened on the Magic Show on Broadway, so I was able to see him on Broadway 2 or 3 times during that time, then 3 days in Bermuda. It was wonderful, but the ships were very different in those days.
They sure were. Smaller, more intimate, bigger stages, smaller stages?
Much smaller stages. We didn't have like the big theatres like you have on Princess. We had worked very often in the round, like lounge shows and things, which is not easy for a magician, with the angles and stuff.
Absolutely. How did you get started as a magician?
I got a box of magic tricks when I was about 8 years old, and then I got a book called The Boy's Book of Magic at 12 years old, and I did my first show when I was probably about 14, Finstall Village Hall near Bromsgrove in Worcestershire. So I did that, and I got paid 5 shillings and 6pence. So yeah, and I've been doing it ever since. My mother, who lived to over 100, always wondered when I was going to get a proper job.
Well, Joe, 5 shillings every 6 months?
No, Fernando. No, it was 5 shillings and 6pence for one show. And I did other shows. Yeah.
Have you raised your rates then?
Yeah, I'm 5 shillings and 9pence now.
Wonderful! What a deal! You're a bargain magician. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like the Mexican magicians as well. I love magic. I think magic is. You kind of remind me of Neil Patrick Harris a little bit,
Oh, really? Yeah.
Really. He's into magic too, and PH. Who was your inspiration?
Well, there's actually a guy called Tommy Cooper in England is to me my absolute favourite. Americans don't really know who he is, but he's a very funny man. Passed away and actually died on stage performing a show called Live at Her Majesty's, and he actually died in the middle of the show, and everybody thought he was part of the gag, and his big thing was just like that, and you saw Steve Marshall doing that bottle glass thing. Well, he did the bottle glass thing, and he did very funny, bottle glass, just like that. Yeah,
that's a good one. And then he goes, boom, just like that.
Yeah, just like Then he's just like that. But what a way to go,
Bit of Houdini vibes.
Well, yeah. So, and if I was to die now on the show, it would be great. What a great way to go in front of the camera with all the wait show audience.
God forbid. God forbid. Well, Jolly Roger's taking a turn to the dark side, folks.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite trick you've ever performed, and How long did it take you to develop
You
it?
see, none of these questions were prepared, so I haven't got a clue. What was my favourite trick ever to perform? I don't know. I can show you one now. Do you want to see a trick?
Let's do
You want
it.
to see a trick? But
Yes.
this was not prepared.
Yeah.
This was absolutely not. And this is a stolen towel from my cabin. And by the way, most magicians I've noticed, I like originality, and they're all terribly boring because they come out and say, you want to see a card. So, Fernando, you want to see a card trick? This is no ordinary card trick, because this particular pack of cards is actually made up of letters. You see, they're all kind of letters like that. There we are, all the different letters. And I hope we're going to be able to see this all right on camera, because this, as I said, was completely unrehearsed. But what I'm going to ask you to do, Fernando, is if you wouldn't mind just taking a few cards from the center of the pack. Okay. Just take them from the center, and pull them out there. I don't want to see them. Just take, that's perfect. Take them out. Take them right out, and square them up in a pile. Would you? Yeah. I can tell you were a croupier once. You had croupier skills. Is that what the right word? Croupier?
Card dealer?
Croupier, I think is the rich word. Card, yeah. Just put them down there. Put the cards down there.
I was a sort of dealer, yes. I'll tell you what I dealt.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Actually, can you shuffle those few cards that you took out? Will you just
shuffle?
Yeah, just shuffle and mix them up a little bit. There we are. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, and I'm going to just give these cards just a tiny little shuffle here. Now, if you wouldn't mind now taking some cards from this end of the deck and just popping them on there. Perfect. Just take a few, put them on there like that. Wonderful. Look at that. We got all the clever stuff here. You see, like the magicians do. There we are. We were not the easiest thing on the princess towel. Wonderful. Okay, so now could we take maybe just a few cards from this end of the deck? Could you just take a few cards from this end of the deck? That's fine. A few more if you like. It's up to you. Perfect. That is just great. Just great. Now, can you shuffle up your cards a bit, mix them all up a bit? That's perfect. Just give them a little mix up here. Okay, so we've got two piles now. Now, which of these two piles would you like, Fernando? You choose the big one or the small one. You choose. You want this one here, really? So we'll get rid of that one. These actually don't mean anything very much, right? These don't mean these cards over here. These cards might mean something. Let's see what that means. We got the letter F. We got the letter F, right? Yeah. We got the F there, and then we got the letter E for letter E. F-E. We got the letter. Remember, these all been shuffled and mixed up, and you chose the card. And then we got the letter R. Yeah, we got the R. Yeah, this guy's good. Yeah. I'm going to get booked at my greater age for a Princess Cruise as a result of this. You see, and then we got F-E-R-N. What could come after N?
Y.
F-E-R, an A, and then we got an N, and then we got a D, and then we got an O, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is magic. Even the crew like that. There we are.
Can I add two things to it?
Yeah, just you want a few more R's, yeah?
There you go. One more. We need one more.
Is there one more there? We got an R there, we got an R there, we got an R there.
Oh, no,
we ran out of R's.
We ran out of
R's. Yeah, we ran out of R's.
So close to booking that gig.
Oh my God,
so close.
I have no idea why there's no more R's there. I'm sorry.
That's
still
all right. Yeah.
No.